Joining me now, two politicians very interested in matters China, Labor Senator Kimberley Kitching and Liberal Senator James Paterson. Kimberley, the 1,000 Talents plan, what sort of threat do you think it represents to Australia?
Well, I think the idea that we have technology that could be going offshore, obviously there are people here studying, it might be missile propulsion or artificial intelligence that's developed to surveil populaces. They are developing that here and they're taking that knowledge away with them. And that transfer of knowledge, of course, is something we don't want to happen. And I think we are lagging a little behind, for example, the United States, which prohibits this sort of transfer of knowledge out of the country. And I think that we do need to take some action. I have to say that I'm just hearing Dan Tehan speak then. The committee I chair in the Senate, the Foreign Affairs, Defence and Trade Committee, it has sought a private briefing from the University Foreign Interference Task Force, and Minister Tehan has certainly facilitated that private briefing. So we're very grateful to him for that. And I think that that's a necessary first step to perhaps a wider inquiry or to a further examination of this.
Look, I think that is necessary. Yeah, James Paterson, I do not doubt Dan Tehan means business on here, but it must be disappointing to have what he says is world's best practice on this, and yet it took the Australian Strategic Policy Institute and the Australian newspaper today to alert us to various deals and things that the government didn't seem to be aware about.
Andrew, Dan Tehan is an outstanding education minister on these issues and other issues, and I've had a number of very productive conversations with him about it this week and over the last couple of weeks. He's done more to address these problems than any previous education minister, so I'm very gratified by that. But you're right, Andrew, these are disturbing allegations, and particularly the absence of knowledge on the part of the universities is very alarming. That their academics may have been participating in these programs without the knowledge of the universities, let alone the public, is profoundly disturbing. And that's why Andrew Hastie and I, in Shari Markson's report on Monday, called for a wide-ranging parliamentary inquiry into foreign interference in Australian universities. And today, in a follow-up story, a number of other parliamentary colleagues have joined us in that call, including Kimberley Kitching and Anthony Byrne, too many to list. And I think that really is necessary to shine a light on these practices which are not transparent and which I think will alarm many Australians.
Yeah, well, look, when these academics' names appear in patent applications in China involving Australian financed and funded knowledge, that has to be really, really serious. I mean, well, the risk is that we're going to have to pay them for technology that we actually invested in developing in the first place. It's just ridiculous. Is Labor strong enough on this issue, do you think? Where is Penny Wong, Kimberley? Your Foreign Affairs spokesperson.
Look, I think that, in fact, Senator Wong has been very strong on these issues, and I think the Labor Party has been very strong on ensuring that, for example, the foreign influence transparency scheme, other acts. I can certainly tell you in the Economics Committee, where we're doing a foreign investments proposal inquiry, that Labor has been very strong in that committee as well. I think that there is,
I'll listen to you on this. I mean,
across the board.
As you know, you and Anthony Byrne and a number of you, I hear you. You're very good on this, but I'd just like Labor's Foreign Affairs spokesperson to speak a little louder as well. But look, before we go, Piers Morgan was all upset about this too, and I'm not saying I'm a Piers Morgan, but runaway Royal Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, is now getting very political. She's given an interview now in American television urging Americans to vote, and she makes it extremely clear that they should vote for change, which of course means a change of presidents voting against Donald Trump. Here she is.
Then I think it's an exciting day because it is the countdown to the change that we would all like to see for the better for our country. You know, in the fraught moment right now that we find our nation, exercising your right to vote isn't simply being part of a solution, it's being part of a legacy.
Now, James, if Meghan Markle's going to campaign for a political party, the Democrats, should the Queen now take away her royal title? Because the royal family is meant to be above politics, because that is their constitutional role. They are the umpire, not a player. I know she's a peripheral figure now, but she's still carrying that royal title, Duchess of Sussex.
Andrew, as you know, I've got a very strict policy of not commenting on royal affairs, previously expressed on this program, but you've kind of hooked me in a little bit with the political angle here. So let me venture into it cautiously in that case. I mean, Meghan Markle is, to be fair to her, an American citizen, and just because she's married a British royal, that doesn't mean she loses her rights to participate in American politics, as every American citizen has. And Americans very rightly prize freedom of speech as almost above all else a important principle. And so I've got to say, if she wants to advocate for political causes, I think that might reflect on her and might reflect on the monarchy, and that's a judgment that she's got to make, not something that any of us should impose on her or anyone else.
Drop the title or not? James?
Well, I think, Andrew...
Oh, you answer it, Kimberly. James. Well, neatly dodged, James. Kimberly.
Well, I was see what an excellent Senate colleague I am, Andrew. I think that Meghan Markle. I mean, we know that Piers Morgan took Meghan Markle out on a date many years ago, and he thought that there would be further dates, and she essentially ghosted him. So maybe this is sort of unrequited love. But of course, it's not the first time we've seen members of the royal family express opinions, including the Queen when Scotland was going to devolve or had a referendum.
I know, but that's keeping the monarchy together. I'm just saying, I've never seen a royal say, vote for this person. Never. And nor should they. Well, not in my lifetime anyway. Will one of you put up your hand and make news and say, she should have the royal title stripped from her?
I think
there's probably not many issues.
Probably.
I got it. Listen, we'll talk about it in private. I'm sure I'll hear different views in private, or I hope I will. Thank you so much, James Paterson and Kimberly Kitching.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.